Hey guys, it's Shy. Welcome if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So in today's video, I created this very smoky, sultry look, okay? I usually don't do anything this dark. And the star of the show for the eye look is the P.Louise Wedding Wish Extra Large Palette. Here are the shades. This palette is a neutral lover's dream. You can create so many different types of eyeshadows with these colors. The shimmers are bomb. The mattes blend out so effortlessly. You can really take it really deep, or you can keep it really light. It really depends on you. But this is the look that I created using this palette. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Hey guys, let's get into this P.Louise Wedding Wish Extra Large Eyeshadow Palette. Look at how beautiful she is. But before we get into the eye look, I need to prime my face. That way the primer has time to set on the skin. So now I'm just priming my eyes with the P.Louise base in Rumor 2. And you really just want to make sure you blend it out. So now I'm going into the first shade, and it's called Handsome, and this is what I'm using for a transition shade. And I'm just going to make sure I have her nice and blended out, and then I'm going into Wiped Off with a like smudger brush. And you really want to make sure that you pack on this shade and then slightly wing out the edges. So then once I have everything blended to my liking, you do want to make sure that you take your time to really pack on that color. But once I have everything nice and blended, I'm gonna then go into the next shade, which is Flower Girl. And I'm just blending the edges of Wiped Off into Handsome. And then you just want to go back and forth and re-intensify everything. And to deepen up the eye even more, I went into the shade No Objections, which is a really black, okay? This black is super pigmented. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time, and then I went and cut my crease off camera, and then I went into the shade Handsome just to diffuse the black onto the lid. You guys know we don't want any harshness. We want a nice ombre effect. So then for the lid shade, I'm going into Union and just setting that lid. And as you can see, it is a beautiful shade. So you guys know that I love shimmer, okay? So if you didn't know, now you know. So I'm going into the shade Kiss the Bride, and it is more of a taupey color. It really wasn't popping like I want. You definitely should use your finger or a NYX glitter glue for these shimmers, but I just went on top of it with the shade Tantalizing, which is a more lighter, like silvery color. And as you can see, the lid is popping a whole lot more. So now I'm just taking this liquid liner, and I'm just doing a thin line on my lash line, no wing or anything, just lining the top lash line. And then I'm taking a Q-tip with some micellar water, and I'm just cleaning up the edges. Now, if you didn't want to do this, you could just use tape on the edges and just peel it off. But me, I'm kind of a messy blender, so I prefer to clean it up like this. So now I'm taking these Lash 7 lashes, and I popped them on, and here they are. So now it's time to go into foundation, and I'm just mixing these two. One is really matte, okay? The Charlotte Tilbury is a really matte formula, and then the H&B Cosmetics is very glowy, so I'm just mixing them both. The Charlotte Tilbury does oxidize, so I like to use another foundation to mix with it to kind of tone it down, and this foundation mix was so good. So now it's time to cream bronze, and I'm going into Fenty Espresso, and I don't want anything too harsh, so I'm using a brush and working off of the cream bronzer rather than just like applying it straight to the face. But for the nose contour, I did just apply it onto the skin, and then I blended her out. So now that the contour is all blended out, I'm taking this one size concealer, and this shade isn't as bright as I want it to be, and it does dry down kind of quick. So I went in with the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, and the name speaks for itself. Okay, this is a very full coverage, okay, concealer, and I definitely applied too much. I forget how pigmented this concealer is, so when I go out to blend her, it's giving very bright, okay, very bright. So I did spend a lot of time blending and making sure everything was nice and diffused. So now it's time to add some blush. So of course I picked up 2 more shades of the Juvia's Place blushes, and I started with the lightest shade, which is Blush Lily, and applied her. That way the next shade kind of, you know, blends in and we have like a ombre cheek going on. So as you can see, this shade is really cute. It is giving more like pinky purple. But then I went into Pink Lady, and I only did 1 dot, okay? And I'm keeping this shade towards my temple. I'm really not bringing it forward because I want that ombre effect. So keep the darker blush in the back and the lighter one in the front. So now it's time to set the under eyes, and I'm taking the Juvia's Place Pressed Foundation Powder, okay? I can't say the name of this, so everything is going to be linked down in the description box if you wanted to know different shades and all of that. So while the skin is still wet, I'm going to set the blush using that light pink shade from the Juvia's Place Blush Duo in Volume 4. So I only set the blush and the under eyes, and now I'm going to set the rest of the face. So I'm using a skin tone foundation powder from Juvia's Place, and I'm using that to set the rest of the skin. Then it's time to bronze up the skin, and I'm taking this ColourPop bronzer, and this is definitely a pigmented bronzer. A little bit goes a long way, and as you can see, it is blending out so nicely and it's sculpting the face. So I'm taking that same bronzer and I'm doing my nose contour. And now I'm taking the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom loose powder, and I'm using that to bake, and it is giving definitely a brightening effect. I like to use this powder when I'm doing like pink cheeks because I feel like it really complements the blush. So I'm just baking in my normal areas underneath the cheek, the chin, the nose, and T-zone. So I have this Revolution Pro highlighter. This is their shimmer brick. It's definitely giving something we've seen before, but a more affordable version. Now it's time to line the lips. So I'm taking this Morphe lip liner in Trendsetter, and I like to slightly overline the lips, okay? I love okay? Morphe lip liners. I have been using these for literally years, okay? If you've never tried these lip liners, you definitely need to, and they're really affordable, okay? So you just want to make sure that the lip liner is blended out. And now I'm taking this Fenty Icon lipstick, and look at the pigment. This is a very pigmented velvet lipstick, and you just want to make sure everything is blended, okay? Because she is pigmented. So now it's time to set the face. So I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and this is the final look, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in my next video.